So today is May 27th, and for the Steelers, their OTAs start today, organized team activities. Nothing super major physical that is going on, but nonetheless, Steelers players are practicing and doing things to work together, and Aaron Rodgers is still not signed. And I just am still floored by such a premier organization is operating this way. It's just, to me, it is embarrassing to me that they are operating this way, because you're just a proud franchise. Like, why are you dealing with this? Like, set a deadline and let's roll. And I get it. Someone had mentioned that, maybe the deadline was the mandatory minicamp, which I think is early June. But it's odd to me because I think it was on Pat McAfee's show, had mentioned, hey, I've got, some personal things going on, and it sounded pretty serious. But then he's also doing like different media tours. Like, he hopped on some different other podcasts that he did. I think he did something with Joe Rogan. He had some visit or some, media thing that was like in person as well. So it just, I don't know. I think for Aaron Rodgers, it's a guy who just so badly just wants attention, like so badly. And I think, and this is just my opinion, that he likes the attention more than even just playing well. I just don't get it for the Steelers, because there just comes a certain point where you're just like, okay, man, we're not doing this. We're not doing this, and they haven't gotten to that place yet. But the odd part of it as well is, what do you plan to do if you have this, a similar like personal issue during the season? Like, you don't get to just pick up and leave and go take care of things. Like, football is one of those odd things that, yes, Aaron Rodgers has afforded himself that he doesn't need to, to have a paycheck right now, right? He's very wealthy and has made millions of dollars in his career. So, and in that vein, yes, he can do whatever the heck he wants, and he can do what he wants regardless. But the flip side is football is kind of weird in that realm, that it pays you so much money and exorbitant amount, and you do get a lot of freedom. But when it comes time for the season, you don't get that freedom. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen and heard the stories of guys, literally their wives, spouses, having children, delivering a child in the morning, and those players are playing in a football game that afternoon, that evening. Like, it's one of the very, 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 very few worlds where that is almost like the normal. Like, that, like, yeah, it's like, okay, well, you had the baby at 8 o'clock this morning. Like, I mean, the game's not till 6 p.m. You're going to play, right? So and not that, guys are pressuring their teammates, but that just shows you the environment of the NFL. Like, it's very different because there's so few games that you play. There's only 17. So missing a game is a huge deal. So, yeah, this is getting crazy. This is getting really crazy. And who's to say Aaron Rodgers doesn't just say, no, I'll sign after mandatory minicamp. I don't need to be there. I mean, we saw it with the New York Jets. Mandatory minicamp last year. Nope. He did something different, went to wherever it was, Egypt or somewhere overseas that he, had to go to those 3 dates. So this is just crazy to me. But at this point, it's like, okay, we're doing stuff together as a team. We're, even if it's just basic and not a ton, it's just like, you're just not doing those things with us. And who knows, maybe he signs tomorrow and goes and shows up and all that. But this is all crazy to me. So, yeah. Interested to know your thoughts. That's it for me. Peace.